This is a CBS2 News Update. I'm Chris Wragge, and here's what's happening in the news right now. New video this morning of a beach brawl in Coney Island broke out around 7 o'clock last night. Police say a 21-year-old man was slashed in the face and a 17-year-old boy stabbed in the stomach and back. Both were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No word as to what led to the brawl involving dozens of people. Police are searching for a man who ran from the scene. In about half an hour from now, the NYPD and Mayor de Blasio are expected to announce plans to decriminalize marijuana. That means police officers would issue summonses rather than make arrests for possessions of small amounts of the drug or smoking it in public. This comes as the New York State Health Department is set to issue a recommendation to legalize marijuana statewide. Now, it's not just New York lawmakers weighing the legalization of recreational marijuana. In New Jersey, an assembly panel held public hearings earlier this year to discuss the possible expansion of marijuana laws. And in Connecticut, a recreational marijuana bill made it out of committee in April. Now, the measure moved on to the state's General Assembly for consideration. Today, President Trump will meet with House Republicans on two potential immigration reform bills. His administration is coming under fire, as you've heard, for a zero-tolerance policy, prosecuting any adult who crosses the border illegally and separating parents from their children. And the administration's hard line on immigration is touching some local families as well. With some Republicans joining Democrats in criticizing the administration's immigration policies, including separating parents from their children at the border, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen defended the practice.
No more free passes, no more get-out-of-jail-free cards, no more lawlessness.
President Trump has been deflecting criticism to Democrats.
If the Democrats would sit down instead of obstructing, we could have something done very quickly.
Over the last 5 weeks, more than 2,300 children have been taken from their parents. Some are seen here in this video released by the U.S. Border Patrol from inside a detention center.
Hopefully people will get the message and come through the border at the port of entry and not break across the border unlawfully.
But some of those who entered the country years ago are now subject to harsher enforcement actions, including two local men. Yesterday, a large rally in Foley Square demanded the release of Shu Ching-yu, a husband and father of two living in Flushing who's worked in the U.S. for 18 years. He was detained by ICE back in May after an interview seeking a green card. Mr. Yu's distraught wife, who is a U.S. citizen, was too tearful to speak. But another woman is calling for the release of her detained husband.
We won't give up until Pablo is again with us at home.
It's been more than 2 weeks since Pablo Villavicencio, originally from Ecuador, was taken into custody by immigration agents after delivering pizza to Fort Hamilton Army Base in Brooklyn. A routine ID check showed an outstanding deportation warrant from 2010, even though he has an open application for a green card. His wife says the couple's two daughters want to know why their father hasn't come home.
Every day I have to answer them why that is not at home. And now I don't even know what to tell them.
We reached out to ICE by phone and email for comment on formal requests that have been made to release the two men. We have not heard back from the agency at this time. A zoning vote scheduled today on a controversial plan to build hundreds of homes on a golf course in Woodmere, Long Island. But the vote is expected to be postponed, as it was last month. Residents in the area are concerned the next scheduled vote will be in July or August, when many people are on vacation. Suffolk County police are on the hunt for a man accused of a crime spree that includes setting multiple fires. Investigators released these images of the suspect. Police say back on June 6th, he burglarized a business in Wyandanch before setting it on fire. He's also accused of attempting to rob an employee at Wyandanch Sunoco gas station and then also setting it on fire. In addition, investigators say he set a car, a fence, and a boat on fire all in the same day, and police are offering a $5,000 reward for his arrest. An incredible rescue in Poughkeepsie. A woman survives being trapped for nearly 5 hours in the rubble of a collapsed building. Here's CBS 2's Valerie Castro.
A mother relieved to see her adult daughter brought out on a stretcher, badly injured but alive after a building partially caved in on top of her. It was around 4 in the afternoon when this taller, vacant 7-story building partially collapsed on Academy Street in Poughkeepsie. The heavy debris also fell onto the 3-story building beside it, causing that roof to cave in. That is where 43-year-old Retanya Hargrove was at the time, working inside her boutique on the first floor.
Yes, that's my sister, Retanya Hargrove. I hope she's all right. I'm praying. If the family's praying, we here.
Emergency officials say the collapse was likely caused by severe weather that rolled through the area.
It didn't rain that long. but you heard a crashing noise. My building, it moved.
Cece Patterson lives on the same block and was evacuated.
I went through the back window. That's when you've seen all the debris, the bricks and everything, and you can hear this woman screaming for help.
Emergency officials couldn't rescue Hargrove right away for fear of further collapse. Crews first had to cut timber to shore up the building, while others worked to clear debris away from her legs.
Her lower body's trapped. She's talking, she's sitting up. But it's her lower leg areas that are extremely impacted by debris right now. It's high risk, high reward. In a normal circumstance, we wouldn't have anybody near this building.
After more than 4 hours, Hargrove was finally freed and taken away on a stretcher to a waiting ambulance and off to an area hospital. Her family grateful to the crews who risked their lives to save hers.
We're just thankful that they went and did their job like they're supposed to, and she's safe and she's in good hands.
Several other buildings on the same block remain evacuated. The Red Cross is helping those residents who are displaced. In Poughkeepsie, Valerie Castro, CBS 2 News.
Well, Uber is testing a feature that would let riders pay less if they're willing to wait a little longer for their ride to show up. The feature would offer a 25% discount if the rider is willing to wait at least 4 minutes for their requested pickup. The feature is currently being tested by Uber employees in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And James Corden brings his crosswalk performance to the streets of London. The Late Late Show host honoring British composer Andrew Lloyd Webber. The looks on the people's faces. James Corden will be doing his show from London all week long, and you can see that, of course, here on CBS2. That is your CBS2 News update for now. I'm Chris Wragge. You can join us in a few moments for a live Facebook after show. To everyone who has sent me those birthday wishes on my media platforms, social media platforms, thank you all very much. I greatly appreciate it. And get outside and enjoy the weather. It's a little warmer today, but that humidity level is down, and the next couple of days are going to be really, really nice. So enjoy this great weather. Take care.